I'm one of the thousands young people who came here to work, as 1 out of my 2 peers in Greece are unemployed right now. The austerity experiment in Greece failed totally. It was a total failure. The austerity policies have proved to serve the needs of the elite, as they were actually designed to save the banks and redistribute income and power in favor of the top 1%. The new coalition government of Syriza should actually do the self-evident to represent its people. We are here to send a double message both to European Union and to the Greek government. Our lives matter and we will get them back. We are determined to raise our voice until they hear us. Enough with the austerity that makes the poor poorer and the rich richer, in Greece and in the rest of Europe. Enough with the unemployed youth and the homeless people filling the streets of Athens and the rest of the Greek cities. Enough with the migrants becoming scapegoats for the lack of jobs and social security. We will not allow any more sacrifices of our personal and collective dreams for the sake of the neoliberal dogma. A dogma which comes into conflict with the core of the European identity, thinking and values by threatening people's freedom, equality and fraternity. Liberté, égalité, fraternité. We are living proof that neoliberalism and individualization have not managed to hypnotize totally European societies. They say that there is no alternative, the TINA dogma. We respond by breaking their taboos one by one, first of all by thinking and acting collectively. Second, by targeting the #1 deficit in Europe, which is the deficit of democracy, created by the administrative elites and the economic oligarchies of a globalized world. Against any revival of the nationalist ghosts of the past, we demand the redistribution of public income to the benefit of all European citizens, not only of Greeks. We demand an end on high-level corruption in Greece and European Union and also on the domination of banks over public affairs. There was a good reason why public goods were public in the post-war Europe until the 1980s, and we can still fight to keep them public. Water, electricity, education, healthcare, social security are not for sale. The beautiful Greek coastline is not for sale simply because they belong to the people. In order to put pressure on the European Union and to keep the new left government in Greece accountable for its actions, we should make our presence felt. We should be participants and not just passive followers of the news. We should become more and more, get up off our couches. In these times of grassroots information and grassroots movements, we no longer need the TV black box to connect ourselves with the world. Hope to see you again and again at the same grounds, fighting together for another, different Europe, or even for new utopias that seemed unreachable till yesterday. Finally, we call the European Union to stop blackmailing the Greek people and accept our demand to put an end to austerity policies. We call the Greek government to not to accept any agreement that limits the right of the people to live decently and have access to food, healthcare, education and social security. It's high time that the needs of the people prevail over the interests of financial institutions. Thank you.
Bella ciao, bella ciao. One of the strongest supporters of the Greek demands has been the movement of Podemos in Spain. And we soon hope that Spain has its own left government. I introduce Maria. Ένας χαιρετισμός από τη Μαρία των Podemos.
Thank you very much. We are happy to join you and we hope that we solve all problems that are also your problems. We are in the same conflict. So today we are here to express our solidarity with the people of Greece who have clearly rejected the austerity measures imposed by the previous governments and the European institutions. We also want to express our rejection to these kind of policies that are suffocating the citizens of different countries, especially in Southern Europe. But it's important to remember that this is not a battle between Northern and Southern Europe. We should keep in mind that the current crisis is a consequence of capitalism. It's a consequence of very risky practices developed by banks and big corporations, with the help of a political class that only cares about their own interests. These risky policies have created a debt that now citizens are forced to pay. A debt which was acquired without asking and that did not result in an improvement in social or economical conditions, but only gave profits for a few hands. In that sense, the collusion of finance, special interests and politics created a transnational privileged minority that dominates the regional and supranational institutions in the European Union. We are not against a union of people. We are not against a Europe where the territorial and economical model will be defined by democratic mechanisms. But we do proclaim our dissatisfaction with the European Union as it is today. Greek people have unfortunately been the first victims of this political and economical regime. But in response, Greek people have given to their government the mandate of defending their human rights, food, education, healthcare and dignity, before defending the interests of financial institutions. When European Bank rejects to support Greek people, it shows whose interest it's defending. Sorry. This is why Podemos Amsterdam joins this demonstration today. We want to raise our voice and say that this is not our debt, and therefore we won't pay for this crisis. We say no to the despotism of the European Commission. We say no to the hegemonic dominance of the European Union, exerted by different governments in Europe. And we say no to bankers who would have the middle and lower classes to pay for the risks that they took. We are here today with our friends, ready to continue advocating for a Europe that defends human rights, rather than the interests of the finance institutions, for a Europe of fraternity, rather than a Europe of competition. There are winds of change in Europe. ¡Sí se puede! ¡Se puede!
Thank you, Maria.
The 18th of March will take place in Frankfurt, Blockupied. That is an action that wants to take the streets of the city the day that the European Central Banks inaugurate their new central building, because there is nothing to celebrate. This is the third time that this action takes place, and in the last two occasions the people achieved to stop the activity of the ECB. March 18th is an opportunity to speak out against the role of the European Central Bank in to the cuts, the growing of unemployment and the breakdown of the social service in Greece and around Europe. Also, this bank is a symbol of the fall of the European economic policies. This is also a demonstration to remind ourselves that the real democracy has to be made from the streets and not from the cabinet. That this change that now is possible in Greece is because the people self-organize and create networks of mutual support. On March 18th, we want to take the streets and clearly show that the resistance now from the demands of the crisis regimes is now necessary than even before. That we can recognize ourselves in the struggles of the Greek movements for a better life for everyone. For that reason, from the Netherlands, we want to send our support to this demonstration, and will be a bus going there the March 17th. And yeah, if you want to join to this demonstration, there are people here giving some flyers, and also you can find more information in Global Info, in the media, and Blockupied/NL. Thank you.